Um, Happy Wellness Wednesday. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about some of the strategies for managing anxiety and depression and the attack of squirrels. So seriously, the managing of anxiety and depression. Wellness isn't just about your well-being, your physical health. It is also about your mental health, your emotional health. So some of the ways that you can manage your emotional health, your anxiety, depression, it can be challenging, but some of the things that I suggest and that have worked for me is seeking professional help. There's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. If you're having a foot issue, you have no issue seeing a podiatrist, right? If you're having, if you have a cold or if you have some kind of ailment, you have no issues going to see your PCP, right? So I just wonder where the stigma of if you're not feeling right, you're emotionally, mentally, just feeling down or overwhelmed or filled with anxiety, you're just riddled with anxiety. When did it become a stigma? When did it become a negative to not seek help? So I definitely want to implore you to seek help. It can be from a psychiatrist, a therapist, a counselor, a trusted friend, a trusted family member, just someone that you can trust, you can talk to about what you're going through, and maybe even it may just be you want to talk about it and just kind of get it off your chest. You want to bounce some things off of that person, or it may be somebody that you might want to seek an opinion, some help of, what is their opinion? What are their thoughts on, how you can maybe lessen the anxiety that you're feeling, the overwhelming feeling that you have on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So I want to talk about that. So again, some of the ways to maybe combat or help, I guess some of the strategies to feel like that you can improve your well-being would be seeking professional help. Practicing mindfulness and meditation can be very helpful to calm the mind, to just kind of decompress. So this has been something that I have been doing, and it has really made a big effect on my health. One of the things I started doing back when I was really trying to get into shape with my weight loss journey, I've lost quite a bit of weight. My physical fitness journey has improved dramatically. It's been very good. Exercise is very good for your mental and emotional health. So if you're not getting exercise right now, I encourage you to go for those walks. That could be your part of your mindfulness journey. Go for the walks. Go first thing in the morning. Go right before you go to bed. The middle of the day. Whatever day works for you. What works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So find what works best for you. In Houston, I prefer to go as early in the morning as possible or as late as possible when it's not 100 degrees. And right now we do have a cool breeze, lots of squirrels, and it's pretty nice. It's extremely humid, but it's Houston, what can I say? So mindfulness meditation techniques can help reduce your stress. It can improve your mood, your well-being, your self-awareness. Engaging in mindfulness exercise can help promote relaxation and emotional balance. For me, one of the things that I've started doing for relaxation and my self-care routine is just about nightly. I go roughly an hour before bedtime. I take a nice warm bath with Epsom salt, with lavender. Sometimes I actually put mint in there because I do like the smell of mint. And I will have my audiobook on in the bathroom because I can't read a book and just sit in the bathtub. It's going to end up in the water. It's going to get messed up. I'm not that coordinated. I'm not that talented. So I typically have the audiobook going right next to me. If it's dark enough at night, I might put a candle on, but it's not real dark in our bathroom, so usually the candle's not on. But that is the start of my routine. after that, and I've taken care of brushing the teeth, my whole skincare regime, which you guys have seen that, I will get into the bed. I will typically continue with the book. I will probably read that book for at least an hour. I'll either read it or audiobook it, and for about an hour, and then usually by then I'm tired. It feels good. I've relaxed. I'm no longer thinking about the 125 things that I have going on and not thinking about what I need to do the next day. What did I forget earlier in the day? So between the going for walks and staying somewhat active and practicing that mindfulness, practicing self-care, definitely something that would benefit your mental health, your physical health, and your self-care. That could be your self-care routine. So these are a couple of things that you can think about for your own self. What can you do? Now, I know there's some of you have kids. I am blessed, and I was an empty nester, but we have my 17-year-old niece staying with us right now. But even she's 17. It's not like she requires me to feed her and change her diaper, so she's good. I do care for my mom. I do care for my husband. I am their only caregiver, so I am busy with that. But I do understand. You're probably thinking, if you have kids, or you're a single parent and you have kids, how in the world am I going to go to bed an hour early? I got to spend that time getting the dishes done, doing homework or doing work, getting the housework done, getting some laundry, getting caught up on whatever you need to get caught up on. And I get it. I completely get it. I was there. I raised a daughter. I was a single parent for a while. I get it. You cannot pour from an empty vase or pitcher. Is it pitcher? You can't pour from an empty pitcher. So if you don't have the energy for yourself and you're not, not recuperating, you're not, sorry, I cannot think of the word, but if you're not filling your own cup up and nurturing yourself, you actually can't take care of your family. You will be going through the motions, you'll be getting more and more stressed out. And I like to also think of it as teaching your children how to respect mommy's time. Respecting this, mommy needs this time. I need this time away from mommy. Sometimes kids do understand that they need time away from their parents. So I hope, would understand that you need a little bit of time away from them. And so if their bedtime is at 8 o'clock, then at 8:30, 8:45, you spend the next 30, 45 minutes doing who knows whatever you need to do. And then at 8:30, 8:45, go do your self-care routine. Even if it's for 20 minutes, get 20 minutes in. It won't hurt you, I promise. Try it, just try it. So one of the other things that I hear people talking about a lot, and that's establishing a routine. Now, years ago, I had an issue with this whole routine thing. I'm thinking, no. You don't need to have a routine, or you don't need to get up at the same time every morning and go to bed at the same time every night. And, I don't know if it's my age or if they're actually right, but I have found that having a routine, having that predictability has actually helped. And I hate to admit, for whoever told me that, you were right. And I don't like to admit when other people are right and I'm wrong. Not true. But anyway, but it can manage your symptoms of anxiety and depression, the feeling of being overwhelmed if you are consistently getting up at the same time every morning and you're going to bed roughly the same time every night, and you've got this routine. For me, I try to do Wellness Wednesday on Wednesdays, family, friends and Fridays on Friday, and then I have on Instagram, I try to do an outfit of the day, and I'm trying to, explore the skincare and the hair care, the outfits, the emotional wellness and so forth. So I kind of have a routine going there. I do go to bed and I'm quite successful now. I used to not be as successful earlier or years ago, but I'm quite as successful now in getting my nighttime routine down and getting it done. I'm so excited about that too. And it works. Even if you don't have to get up at 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever, whatever time that you choose, getting up at that same time provides that consistency. It's really good for your health. It's good for your physical health, your emotional health, and I highly recommend it. Try it. It may take some time to get used to it, but I definitely encourage you to try it. Practicing self-care, your mind, your body, your soul, your whole family will appreciate it. They'll love you for it. You'll love yourself for it. So definitely practice your self-care. So another stressor, another wellness activity is to limit your exposure to certain stressors. For me, certain stressors it was traffic. Driving in traffic is not my idea of fun. It's very stressful, especially in Houston. And I fully expect a neighbor to stop and join in on this video any moment. Anyway, what was I saying? Limiting your exposure to certain stresses, such for me as driving in traffic. When I was working in the Galleria area, which is not close to my house, and the Galleria area is much like a downtown. It's extremely populated. I don't know if anyone's going under the speed limit of 80 miles an hour, even though it's 65 or 60. And there just seems to be no rules, no road rules. And it's what about me? What about me? It's all about me, and get out of my way. And I have to admit, I was part of that, not to that extreme. But I was part of that. You start driving in that, and immediately, you start off and everything's great, everything's fine, and after a few weeks you're like, I'm stressed out. So what I wound up doing with the work thing is I started work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it was worth it. It was worth it. I did as much as I could the night before so I could sleep in as late as I could. I was at work between 6 and 6:15. I guess technically I started at 6:30. And I did not have the traffic. I also got out of work earlier, so I didn't have the traffic coming home, and definitely reduced my stressors. Reducing your commitments, the ability to say no. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries of what your expectations are, what your limitations are. There's no reason why you cannot say no. If you are already stretched then if you have someone saying, hey, can you come help me? I need to move, my sofa next weekend and I need help. There is nothing wrong with you saying, I can't do it next weekend. I've got a lot going on. If you want to choose another time, here's what I have available. Or, maybe you can ask a neighbor. There's nothing wrong with saying no. There really is nothing saying no. If that person who is asking you for help does not understand that you have to set priorities and boundaries for your own physical and mental, emotional health, then you might want to reevaluate who your friends are. Another thing I would like to challenge you on are negative thoughts. Hopefully, we're getting to the point in our lives where the negativity that sings throughout our head is diminishing, I hope. I know for me, mine has. I went through a stage of being negative, being overwhelmed, filled with stress. I was in a severe car wreck, 5.5 years of rehab, having to relearn to do so many things. It was not fun. Not fun. Memory loss. I was on, I don't even remember what medicine it was, but it was Alzheimer's medication, dementia medication to help with my memory. They say that it takes roughly 12 months for brain injury to heal. Anything beyond that, that's going to be your new normal. It created this car wreck, and the rehab created years of anxiety. Depression, I wouldn't say my depression was really all that bad. I did have moments, but there were people out there who suffered less and the same and or more, who suffered a lot more than I did. So I don't want to compare, and you can't really compare apples to apples, but I feel like my anxiety was more of that was the big thing. That was the beacon. So practice identifying what your thoughts are. Where do your stressors come from? Where do the negative thoughts come from? Try to surround yourself with some positivity. Put some positive affirmations around the house if you need to. Put it on your phone. Put some pleasant pictures around. Maybe stay away from the news a little bit. Sometimes I have to watch the news, which can be negative. But try to stay away from things that are preventing you from being happy. So if you find that there's a show, and I think the show is called This Is Us. And I gotta say, This Is Us is a well-written, well-acted show. The acting in this show is incredible. I don't think it's on anymore. I watched it I don't even think I made it a full 2 seasons. But what I was finding is I'm watching this well-written, acted show, and I don't even know if I could make it to the end of it, but I would, and I didn't know this at the time. But before the end of the show, I would find myself feeling down, feeling melancholy, feeling lightly depressed, just not feeling motivated, not feeling excited or happy or anything. I just noticed my mood completely changed watching the show. So, watching this show, I was very frustrated because I didn't quite put it together that it was the show. I thought it was a coincidence. So then, a couple of days would go by, I'd watch another episode or 2 or 3 because, I streamed it. And I would watch 1 or 2 shows. Oh, UPS man is here. Oh, I have a package. Okay, hold on a second. I think he might be delivering it right to me. I'm not sure. I think he might be delivering it right to me. Anyway, I just became very... Again, the show is a well-scripted show. But I became, after watching a season or almost 2 seasons of it, I just realized it was the show. Maybe it was the storyline. Maybe it hit too close to home. I honestly don't know what it was about it, but I had to stop watching it. I couldn't watch it anymore. And lo and behold, I stopped watching it and no longer had the problems anymore. So I did try roughly a year later to watch it, and hi! Doing well, how are you? So I did try to watch it a few more times after that, and sure enough, those same feelings of feeling down, feeling kind of depressed and emotional came out. So I knew pretty much it was the show. If you are a fan of the show, great. There's nothing wrong with the show. Like I said, it's well acted, well written. It's a great show. It just wasn't good for my own mental health for whatever reason. I never really pinpointed the reason. Another thing to kind of help with your feeling of anxiety, depression, would be cultivating supportive relationships. And notice I use the word supportive. Your friends and family may not be supportive. Just because they're your friend and just because they're your family does not mean they are supportive. So cultivate the people who are supportive and who will help you, guide you, provide encouragement, understanding, a good listening ear, someone who maybe can provide good feedback and who can just be your listening ear during a difficult time. That you don't need someone to give you advice, you just need someone to listen to you. So find that person or persons and cultivate that relationship, and if you can, please do it for them too. I'm sure they're going to need it down the road eventually as well. So make sure you're giving back to your friends. So another way to reduce your stressors and the anxiety is setting realistic goals. This is something I am not good at, not at all. If you have a really large goal, break it down into smaller goals, make them a little bit more manageable so you are not feeling like you've got to get it all done at one time and this is going to take hours and then you've just lost the entire day. Excuse me, bugs. you know, just no matter how small, just break it down into smaller segments so you can get it done. For example, let's just say laundry. Laundry can be a really big task. It can be a really time-consuming task. So if you don't have all day to do the laundry, then by all means, in the morning when you wake up, put in a load of whites. Get the whites in there. By the time you are done getting ready for the day or getting the kids off to school, then you can put the same clothes in the dryer. You can get those in the dryer, and then maybe you need to empty the dishwasher, maybe sweep the floor, then go back and take them out of the dryer, fold them, hang them up, put them away. Really easy. You're getting other stuff done, you're breaking it up, and then the next day or 2 days later, do a load of darks, a load of jeans. You know, you don't want to wash jeans with your... Okay, we had to segue. So anyway, so your chores that you may have to do, break them all down in smaller segments. Now for me, and I'm going to use laundry as an example, I haven't had to do a lot of laundry lately, but what I have found for me is I will start a load of laundry in the morning. Typically it's the load that takes the longest, so typically it's jeans or towels, and I'll wash those first thing, and while they're washing I am doing something very, very easy, very quick, very short task like emptying the dishwasher. Or I will grab a protein drink, a smoothie, some kind of light breakfast, and then sit in front of a YouTube channel that I like to watch, or maybe a vlogger, and I'll watch a show, some kind of news segment, not really the news, but an entertainment segment, and then hopefully by that time everything is done, then I can go and move those jeans or towels into the dryer and then put a short load, a small load in, or medium load, whatever I've got. And in between each one, I'm doing something else. So literally, I'm kind of doing laundry almost all day. Like we're talking a good, 4 or 5 hours. But in between those, I am sitting down, I'm having lunch, I am watching a television show, I'm emptying the dishwasher, I'm checking the mail. If I have enough time, I might walk Lucy around the block and come back and I can do the next load, whatever it is that I'm doing. So that works well for me. That doesn't work well for a lot of people, and I get it. So those are two ways of maybe doing something that might take a while into short little brief stints. I did talk about practicing relaxation techniques, so meditation, yoga. I'm not good with yoga. I do Pilates. I love to do planks. Planks is not exactly a relaxation technique, but I do like to do planks. I like the way that I can do a 4-minute plank and bam, my entire body workout is done and we're good. But deep breathing exercises, muscle relaxation, guided meditation. There are some websites. I think one of them is called Calm. I think Calm is one. I think that's the one I used to use. They do have guided meditation, really, really good. If I got the name right, that's a really good app. So meditation, yoga, going for a walk, a relaxing walk, not a power walk like my husband does. I tell him, let's go for a relaxing walk, and man, it's like I'm having to run to keep up with them. So a relaxing walk, a nice hot bath is really good for relaxation, some meditation we talked about. So those are some really good relaxation techniques. So I really love living in my neighborhood. We have just the most wonderful neighbors, pet owners. We got some cute dogs in this neighborhood. So remembering to manage your anxiety, your depression, the feeling of being overwhelmed, it is not there's no really quick fix, at least in my opinion. There's no quick fix. It is a journey. Every day of your life is a journey. Every day is a journey. Asking for help, seeking support is not a sign of weakness. And again, like I said at the beginning, I don't know where that came from. Where did it come from? Nobody would ever say, ooh, I have a bunion on my foot. I think it's called a bunion. Or I have a tennis elbow, or I can't even think of anything. Oh, okay, I have arthritis. I have arthritis really bad right here on the palm pad, thumb pad of my hand. And no one is ever going to say to me, oh wow, you're really weak. You can't open a jar because that your thumb doesn't work because of arthritis. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. You're seeing a doctor for your thumb? No one ever says that. So why people would say demeaning thoughts or demeaning comments to someone who is seeking emotional, mental health therapy is beyond me. So get the support that you need. Don't worry about what anyone else says. They're not living your life. They're not paying your bills. They don't matter. So unless they're living your life and they're in charge of your life and they're paying your bills, they do not matter. So get the help that you need, whether the help is through a friend, a professional, your next door neighbor, or you know what? Reach out to me. I don't care. Just do what you got to do to make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? That's all I'm asking. So explore different strategies that will work for you. What works for me may not work for you. What works for your next door neighbor may not work for you. And what works for you may not work for, me or anyone else. You have to find what works out for you. It's kind of like your DNA. There's no one DNA that is duplicated. 100% not duplicated. So your wellness journey is about you and what works for you. So please keep that in mind. And again, if someone is judging you for your path, your choices, you know what? Again, they're not paying your bills. They don't matter. So for Wellness Wednesday, I am encouraging you to practice a little bit more self-care, practice relaxation techniques, mindfulness. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you're struggling with your mood, with your mental health, please, I urge you to get some help with that. If you need help with that, oh my gosh, we have 2 more squirrels. We now have 4 squirrels in my vicinity here that are coming at me. If you have to reach out to me, I may not be the best person for you, but I feel like we're all a community. We're a community to help each other. This is a safe space. If you comment on my videos, please make your comments respectful, nice, kind, be helpful. Leave the sarcasm at home. Well, leave the sarcasm off my page. Be nice, be kind, provide helpful hints. And if you need help, please please feel free to reach out if you do need help. I will do my best to see what I can do for you. Just let me know what area you live in so I can maybe, guide you to a safe place. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to my page. Wellness Wednesdays, again, it encompasses everything wellness, mental health, physical health, fitness, emotional, skincare, healthcare, anything that has to do with your overall well-being. So I look forward to seeing you guys every Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and take care, be happy, be safe, and be healthy. Bye.